Hello everyone and welcome to a new .60 update showcase video. This one's going to be covering everything that's been happening over the past few weeks. It's been a few weeks since my last two showcase vids. One of them was for the new items, features, and loot spawns. The other one was for the map updates. But since then they have been doing updates here and there to the experimental branch and adding or changing a few things. That's what this video is going to be covering. Also, it's going to be covering anything that we missed in the first two videos. So let's get right into it. Alright, the first thing we have here is the reflex sight on the M4. Now this has been in ever since .60 first came out, but in the first video, in the first showcase, I only showed it on the FAL. Recently we were able to get our hands on it again, and we actually had an M4 with us, so I did want to show you guys what it looked like on the M4. Elektro was one of the towns that received some massive changes when .60 first came out. Now what they did is actually come back in one of the small patches and change it up a little bit more. So up here on the mini sniper hill sitting just above Elektro, they did add a graveyard to begin with where that church is, but then came back, removed the graveyard, put it behind the church, and put the church there. So small change here to the Elektro mini sniper hill. It can still be used for sniping. As you'll see here, we go check out the church and then go behind it, and you can definitely still get some spots in that mini sniper hill where you can, clearly see into the city, so it's still usable for sniping. It was actually pretty cool. I do like how the church looks up there, kind of sits just above the town, and they also added some stairs that take you straight down from the church into Elektro. The brand new Tisy military base up in the northwest corner of the map has received some massive changes since I last showed it to you guys. So when I showed it to you guys in the first map changes video, there was no forest here, barely any bushes, it was completely empty, and those ramps that you see there going up to the helipads didn't even exist. So they've definitely been doing some changes since you guys saw it in that first map changes video. The ramps were added pretty quick after that video was released, so was the forest, and then just recently there was also a new building added to the base, which we will get to after checking out the top of this ramp. It did seem like either the doors were a bit too small or my character was a little bit too fat, because I had some issues going in and out of this small building here. Alright, so this is the new building that was added to the Tisy military base. It does look very interesting, I thought, and I do like some of the weird little exits it had. Like, it has those stairs on the side going all the way up to the roof, and then on this side it had a door on the second floor that was kind of like an exit down. So pretty interesting stuff. And then there was no collision with this building when I did go up there. It is still a work in progress, so no collision, and there was no loot. Obviously that will be added when they are done working on it, but it still looked kind of cool. We did go into the bottom floor and check that out. I had to be in the floor since there is no collision on it, so that looks kind of weird. And I didn't go up to the second floor because there is, no collision there, so I couldn't go up the stairs. But overall, building looked pretty cool. Hopefully we'll get to see what kind of loot is added in here pretty soon, and go check out that top part of the building once it is finished. On my first trip down to the Mishkino tents that I did recently, I did notice that the bunker there was actually gone and replaced with these sandbags that you see. I'm not sure how early on in the 0.60 update this was done, but at some point, maybe even when the update first dropped, the bunker was removed and these sandbags were added. I do hope the same thing is done up at the Northwest Airfield with the bunker that's at the tents over there. Obviously, a lot of people have been abusing that to see other players without them being seen and just sitting inside the bunker and being covered from all angles. This doesn't fix that completely. You can still be covered from one side, but at least on the other side you'll be open and it won't be completely covering you from all angles. So let's hope the same thing is done up at Northwest, and let's move on and see what else was done. Getting into my first vehicle on the 0.60 update, and it was a sedan, I did notice that the lights changed quite a bit in this update. It wasn't something that I saw before, and I was lucky enough that it was nighttime. I spawned in and there was a sedan sitting right there on the road, so I was able to check out those lights, and they do look pretty nice. So looting bodies has changed. When 0.60 first came out, it was like the old-fashioned way where you can just scroll, hit view contents, and you have access to their loot. Now in 0.60, that option has actually been removed, and the only way to access their loot is to look at the body and hit tab. As soon as you hit tab, it will bring up all their loot, and you don't have to do any scrolling, you don't have to do any clicking. Just one key, all you have to do is press tab while you're looking at their body, and bam, you have access to their loot. Pretty easy, pretty nice, and it doesn't get you messing up when you're scrolling and trying to hit view contents and making sure you don't accidentally hit hide body and stuff like that. So pretty good addition into the update. Another good addition is the status of items now, and the condition of them is not only shown in text like damaged or badly damaged, but it's also represented in color, which is nice to see. The size of the Scorpion SMG in your inventory has been changed to 3x2, meaning it can now fit inside of a hunting jacket, and the size of the rack has been changed to 4x2 in the inventory, meaning it can fit inside of an M65 jacket, making these two very dangerous and very easy to hide. The Eastern and NATO suppressors now work properly, meaning when you go to shoot zombies with a suppressor on your weapon, it shouldn't alert all the other zombies in a town or all the other zombies around. You can see it here in a very good example. When I was up at Northwest, I saw around 4 zombies here. I go to shoot one and it doesn't alert any of the zombies standing just behind him, even though it was pretty close, but I did have a suppressor on my AK-74, so all those 3 zombies behind that one were never aggroed. So it's nice to see this, and it's going to make suppressors much more useful and will save you a lot of trouble. Finally, it's worth mentioning that the sights on the MP5 have finally been fixed and are now working in the 0.60 update. This was done just recently in a small patch. So that's gonna do it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like, and if you're new, you can subscribe for more videos. I will leave a link on the screen to a recent 0.60 PvP video if you guys want to check that out, if you did miss it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all in the next one.